Hey guys, it's Laurelei and it's time for another episode of Death Note, and we are on Season 1, Episode 12, Love, and things have gotten a bit crazy, as they usually do. We've got a second Kira now. We've got Misa? I really need to be better at remembering names. I suck at this. Pretty sure it's Misa. And she's a lot more cavalier with how she uses her Death Note. I don't know what I think of her yet. We only had about 30 seconds of her on screen. Only a little bit of time. So, I don't know yet. We'll see. Now we've got Elle wanting Light to join the search for Kira. And they're the fake Kira, and it seems like Light's inclined to agree, probably, because that way they can get the copycat Kira out of the way, and then Light can go back to fulfilling his dream of becoming a god of the new world. So here's the thing that the reason they're the reason why I like Elle so much and despise Light. Everyone was lecturing me, because you guys won't stop lecturing me about how I should be enjoying this show. I'll enjoy it the way I want to, thanks. But a lot of people have said, oh, you're missing the whole point, you know, it's not black and white, there's no good and bad. I'm like, well, yeah, there kind of is. Like, no one is essentially good or essentially bad. Everyone has their flaws. I mean, Elle, as much as I love him, he is my baby boy and he reminds me of me so much. He does want the best. He just wants to stop the murders. He wants to make sure that, you know, Kira isn't going to basically take over the world and enact their childish justice. And he really does care about the people he's working with, because you could see in the last episode how upset he was about, I forgot his name, the one officer's death. And that's why I like him so much. He does have his flaws. He is willing to go above and beyond to enact justice. Well, not enact justice, but to catch those who need justice. Like the whole camera thing, yes, that's pretty damn unethical. And I'm not saying I totally agree with it, but he goes to extremes, and that is his flaw. But yeah. Whereas Light, on the other hand, I'm sorry, I'm going into a whole rant before the video even starts, but Light, on the other hand, he wants a better world. Yes. But he is a sociopath. He does not experience emotion or feelings or anything like that the way normal humans do. That's what a sociopath is. They, like, physically cannot empathize. Like, he would kill his own father if it meant succeeding in his quest. He's also, while he wants to go about a different world, he does it all wrong. Like, he's just making himself into an even bigger villain in order to create this perfect world. And it's not that he just wants to eliminate the wrongs in the world. No, he wants to become a god of the new world, which is like the most pretentious bullshit I've ever heard in my life. And that is why I dislike Light. He is incredibly intelligent in some ways. And he makes for a very interesting character, and part of the fascinating thing about Death Note is that it is told through the eyes of what would normally be the villain. One more thing before I go. One more thing before I watch the video. About the whole sacrifice the few for the good of the many argument that really ramped up in the comment section of last video. I'm just gonna say this. Look up the trolley problem. Because this is a classic example of the psychological dilemma of the trolley problem. Of which, if you study it carefully, there is no right answer. And, yeah. If anyone wants to have a nice, calm, logical discussion with me about Death Note, you can go on my Discord, where we have lovely chats about it without all the name-calling. So, yeah. So let's get into this. Episode 12, Love.
For security reasons, you're not permitted to take notes, and all materials must remain here.
I understand.
We will begin now.
Light.
Well then, I'm curious to see what his impression of these tapes will be prior to knowing ours. Light's deductive reasoning is really quite incredible. He may suspect that these tapes are the work of a second Kira, an imposter or copycat imitating the original.
But the basis for the second Kira theory, without hearing your explanation, how would Light ever know that?
Yes, but there's more to it than that.
Because he's Kira.
The suspect that we've been pursuing up until now has needed both a name and a face. Mr. Ukita was killed the moment he arrived at the station. And this Kira demanded only that I appear on TV, but made no request for my name. This implies that the second Kira only needs to see a person's face to kill them. If he comes to the conclusion that there could be a second suspect, then he'd be almost completely cleared of suspicion in this case.
But how will that prove anything?
No.
Logically, if he's really Kira, he'll want me dead. In that case, there will still only be a 5% chance. We'll inform him that we are investigating the possibility of a copycat and have him cooperate with us as planned.
No, even though he keeps saying 5% chance, I feel like he internally has a much bigger suspicion of Light with how closely he's examining him.
But this is a complete disgrace to everything Kira stands for. Something's not right here.
Yeah, sure.
It seems unusual.
Have you come to any conclusions?
Damn, it's a test. It's hard to say for sure, but there might be another person out there with Kira's power. And since we've established that he needs a name and face to kill, it makes you wonder how he was able to kill that detective and those two officers right outside the television station like that. It's the same. That's almost exactly how Ryozaki said it.
That was incredible, Light. Now any doubts about you should be resolved.
I don't think so.
You're exactly right about that. I think he might even be willing to obey the original. If so, we could lure him into a trap by sending our own message from the real Kira. I would like you to play the part of the real Kira.
Huh?
As Kira? Yes, you're the only one I can think of who'd be able to pull something like this off. At any rate, we don't have time to waste. Do you think you could script a message from Kira in time for it to be aired on this evening's national?
Like I said, I feel like L has more going on in his head than he lets others know about. Toadoo's!
However, if we don't omit the part that says you're free to kill L, then I'm gonna end up dead.
Sorry. I guess I got carried away playing the part. Feel free to change it to whatever you like.
Sounds good.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, the script is ready. I'll leave it to you.
So
All right.
ridiculous.
And now, a shocking announcement.
In a good way.
I am Kira,
It worked! I knew he'd answer me.
the true Kira. Only because I believe he wishes to cooperate with me in the creation of a new world. But I want to make it absolutely clear that the taking of innocent lives is against my will. If this person claiming to be...
I mean, she shares my aesthetic a bit, but...
wishes to be of some help.
Ryozaki, we have a reply from the second Kira.
What? Really?
I'll be bringing over the envelope and tape that we received.
Kira, thank you for your reply. Please do not worry. I will follow orders and do as you say.
Whoa, it worked. I will do as you say, huh? This guy's gonna be no help at all. If this fake had any idea what my wishes were, he'd insist that Elle appear on TV and then kill him anyway. How could you fall for something like this? Damn it.
I really want to make you. I don't think you have the eyes, but you don't have to worry. I would never try to kill you. That's a promise.
What the hell is he thinking? Talking about Shinigami eyes in a public message like this.
What's this having the eyes supposed to mean? Is it a code?
Yeah.
Please tell me how I can make you without the police
What is Elle thinking?
We can confirm our identities by showing our Shinigami to each other.
Shinigami? He's a liability if I don't do something about him quickly. Ryuzaki! You alright?
Elle?
Shinigami? Am I supposed to believe that? That Shinigami actually exist?
Yeah, he's like completely shell-shocked. Which, he already knew that he had some sort of power, but so why is he so shocked?
Listen to yourself. Of course Shinigami don't exist. You're probably right, but I remember that Kira had those prisoners write something suggesting the existence of Shinigami.
So based on that fact, perhaps we're dealing with the same person after all.
And why would he agree to let L live after going to all the trouble of getting him to appear on TV? The real Kira wants him dead, so it doesn't make sense.
And maybe there's some other connection between the real one and this new guy. They could have already met and decided to use the word Shinigami as a way to confuse us.
No, I'd say that's unlikely. It's as Light says. If the two Kiras were connected, I don't think the imposter would be so willing to give up on his plan to kill me. All of this suggests to me that the copycat has his own agenda. The word Shinigami could very well be some reference to their killing power. Saying we can confirm our identities by showing our Shinigami to each other. Based on their messages, we can assume that the word Shinigami must hold some other meaning that only the real Kira and the second Kira are aware of. Now we just need to convince this copycat
come on,
to tell us
Elle.
what that is.
Come on.
So will you respond
Don't throw out the
and force him to be more
possibility.
specific? We have to be careful how we handle this. It's best that we leave it up to the two Kiras.
What do you mean?
I imagine that the second Kira is probably quite satisfied with the current situation now that he's received a televised response. He sent a message to get Kira's attention, and as far as he knows, he now has it. Also, there's that word he used, one that only the two of them would understand. We'll arrange to have this. For one, he might reveal more information that he knows Kira once kept secret. To pressure him into a meeting, of course, that would make Kira nervous. It could be interesting. And what would be more interesting is if Kira sends a message of his own
All
to
this
prevent this
is
from happening.
completely
Ideally,
accurate.
this could provide us with the physical evidence we'll need.
Hey, Rem. Can I ask you something?
Let's just say it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm one of the few in the Shinigami realm who knows how to kill another of my kind. That's how I ended up with two.
Ooh.
Oh, I think I get it. You killed a Shinigami and then you gave his notebook to me, right?
It's not like that. I just happened to be around when he died. It was coincidence, really.
So, how do you kill a Shinigami? I have to know.
This is so
Never
weird.
repeat this to anyone. I learned the only way to kill a Shinigami is to make them fall in love with a human.
What a beautiful way to kill.
Jealous wanted nothing more than to look at her as she went about her daily life. So I stayed and watched with him. It was nighttime and she was walking alone. No one else was around. And then it happened.
Ooh.
A man suddenly appeared and blocked her path.
Murdered.
He was clearly infatuated with the girl.
I'll kill us now!
Wait, stop it. What are you doing? Without even thinking, Jealous did something that we Shinigami must never do.
He killed a killer? Prevented a death.
It was the wrong thing to do. Shinigami exist only to shorten and take human lives.
Because he saved a life, that's why he died.
Do that which has been fated.
Getting awful sparkly for death.
The rest of his lifespan was added to hers. So not only had he saved her life, he'd accidentally extended it well beyond its natural end.
Ooh, creepy.
So I had no idea. All this time I thought it was luck, but it was a Shinigami who saved my life that day.
Yes. Jealous loved you enough to die for you. So that death note is now yours to keep.
Wait, it was her?
So what about you, Ren?
Huh?
You're not in love with me, are you? Be honest.
Really?
Just forget it. You really think you can kill me that easily?
Oops, you saw through that?
Something to start.
Oh,
A
shit.
strawberry sundae, please.
What should I do? How can I contact the second Kira without Elle noticing anything?
Turn around. Talk about dramatic irony. A little confused by that last bit there. Not them two in the cafe. That's just overuse of dramatic irony from a storytelling perspective. But were they implying that she was the one that Jealous was in love with when she said, "So he saved my life that day"? Were they meaning that, or was it when she got the death note that saved her life? I don't know, because it could be either. If it was that she was the one that Jealous is pining after, which, number one, kind of creepy because she's like a high school girl, right? And number two, that would mean that she was the one who had her life extended, and that would make sense why she then decided to get the Shinigami eyes, because her life is already much longer than it was supposed to be. Like, unnaturally long. If not, then she's just another stupid kid who gave up half her life because she found a death note. But, either way, wow. This show just keeps surprising me with how, like, quick they bring up stuff, though I shouldn't be too surprised. I'm almost a third of the way through the show right now. I didn't expect them to bring up the Shinigami in front of Elle and the investigator so soon. And I'm just so upset about how easily Elle was able to be persuaded out of the idea that they were real. Because, like, clearly that idea terrified him. And, yeah, but he still... If he still holds on to any shred of that credibility, he could still possibly get closer to catching Light. But if he pursues a path that goes too far away from accepting that possibility in the future, he's logically going to move away from Light and therefore lose his chance at catching the real Kira. And I just don't know where this is gonna go. I need more answers. I need them to not use dramatic irony like that, because, like, yeah, it's interesting and all, but I feel like it'd be a lot more interesting if I was, like, a younger teenager, that was, like, something new to me. But that's, like, one of the most overused tropes in so many different forms of media that it just kind of, like, took away a bit from the gravity of the episode for me. But still, overall, really good episode. I enjoyed that a lot. So thank you guys for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!